Elrum released his minions, the divine spirits, unto peril. He spake, "Thou shalt not become what presides over life." And so they spent days bringing life to the forest and giving names unto themselves. And then one day, a spirit made up its mind to create a beast in its own image. Elrum warned, "That creature is the beast of knowledge, and it will someday bring temptation upon you. Thou shalt not associate with it." The divine spirit so promised, and gave birth to the beast of its own image. Such was the birth of man, the beast of knowledge, as told by the prophet Gi. As the sands of time flowed on, the beasts bore children, and so continued to multiply. Soon a fateful day came to the forest. One of the divine spirits fell in love with the daughter of man, and so the promise was at last broken. Elrum punished the divine spirit for its sin by transforming it into a beast. Descendants of that divine spirit dwell still in the forest, and sometimes they reveal themselves to us. The Birdman, Kikanok, as mentioned in the folktales of peril, might be referring to this spirit.
Is it the daughter of the spirit who sinned, or the spirit that sinned itself? Oh well.
We should seek out Kikanok, the legendary
By the way,
Birdman.
hello everyone. It's Steamboy27.
Enter the Dragonfly Forest. But be warned, an average cocoon master is no match for the denizens.
She's
within.
right, you know.
And be sure to ask the old gravekeeper about the legends. He is the storyteller of Cyrus, and should know much about the fables
We've
of
already
old.
spoken to him once. He'll have another story for us when we go see him again. Let's go purify our cocoons.
Doing divine magic is very tiring. Ugh. After performing a purification, I feel so sluggish.
Kinda bad making you do this now. I need you to do this though.
Our grand...
But I guess we knew what we were getting into. We need to save the world. Or at least our village anyway. The world eventually. Alright, so we have a Tefrade and a Mardreg. Well, let's see. The Skullwasp and the Mardreg have much in common. They're speedy. But we're gonna sacrifice magic for attack power. Sounds good to me. Do I want the Skullwasp or the... Let's do Mardreg first and see what it looks like. That looks kind of cool. It's got wings. Look at that. Let's limerick them together.
Oh...
Yeah, sometimes not only the skin will be transferred, but little things about, like wings, things like that. It's kind of cool. Alright, so we have a Mardreg. We need to equip it now, of course. I won't be using this guy until we find other things to merge it with. Let's go. Alright, let's see. Well, we should visit home every once in a while, right? Oh, never mind. I guess our mom isn't here. Let's go visit the blacksmith. Hopefully he'll have new things for us. We're going to keep the dagger, by the way.
You haven't seen my foolish son, have you? I bet he's out playing pranks with that no-good watchtower kid
At least
again.
someone agrees with us.
Tell him his old man said to stop playing in the forest and to come home and do his chores.
Is that a side quest? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's shop. He has some new things now, such as this. The Sword of Speed. I want to get that before we go into the Dragonfly Forest. I'm going to be grinding for that later. It's as powerful as the Bronze Sword, however, it has 7 more speed than it does. Pretty freaking good. As for armor, most of the things we have here lower our speed by a lot, but the Wire Vest is better than the Chainmail Vest and has the same speed penalty. So we're going to get the Wire Vest too. The Sword of Speed will help with that. Iron headband, no deal. In fact, we need to sell our iron headband. We don't really need it. I'll keep the leather headband just in case. And we'll keep the dagger. So, we'll see you later.
Come again when you...
Actually, I can get the wire mail now. The wire vest, excuse me. Let's buy that and equip it. Now we can sell our old armor, the hunter's vest. It's okay to get rid of that one because the penalties aren't worse or equal to the gains from the armor. We don't need to go to the town shop anymore, not yet anyway. Well, actually, maybe we should. I think there's a new character we need to meet. Is that him? Yeah, there's Cupid. Alright, well, I just wanted to introduce that character, so there you go. Oh, well, I guess we should look at the new items too, huh? Yes, now he has Metamogworts, which heal a ton more HP. And Tendai Uyaku, which I don't quite understand what it does. It says adjust the viscera. It's just a revive. Don't know what to call it. What else can we do? Oh, we can go to the watchtower. We got somewhat of a side quest, so we need to tell Kelmac to go home.
Huh? The Birdman of the Dragonfly Forest? Can't help you there.
Louis, we should talk about that encounter we had with you earlier.
Well, let me tell you, he'd be no match for Kelmar, no matter how strong he says he is. Right, Kelmar?
You idiot! That's enough already!
Anyway, well, let's see. Louis, we need to talk about this. You tried to attack us earlier.
What? You met Master Chorus because of us.
Oh, okay, alright.
So you're going into the forest in search of that guy? You're not gonna kill him,
No,
are
of
you?
course not.
You won't be able to get that powder if
No.
you do.
No, we know.
Well, good luck bringing that stuff back from Kikinak. And tell me all about it when you get back. No, I just want to know what he's
Kelmar,
like.
your dad told us to tell you to go home.
If you do meet Kikinak, tell me all about him. I just want to know what he's like.
Alright then, I guess we're not going to tell him to go home. Well, the last thing we can do is we can go to the cemetery and hear another tale. And that'll be the last thing we do for this episode. After that, I gotta do some off-screen stuff and grind. Grind for money, grind for stuff. Hey, Master Roshi, tell me another story.
You know, I quite like it here. I wonder if you understand.
We'll never leave this place.
I have a fine view of the forest. I love the forest. That is why I like it here. When I'm here watching the forest, I need nothing else at all.
I like that kind of moment too, but time does not allow me to
my.
have those moments
I
very
almost
often.
forgot about the frolicking children. Their smiles are important.
Poto is a
too.
caring soul. Let's hear the story of the Birdman, Kikinak.
Once upon a time in a faraway village, there lived a woodcutter who always boasted of his
That is a
strength.
big axe, mister.
It is said that the woodcutter wanted to test his own strength by felling the tallest tree in the forest. He hastily ventured deep into the forest in search. Meanwhile, the forest told the great tree of the woodcutter. The great tree sighed deeply, lamenting his foolishness, and he continued to sigh. And before long, the breath of the great tree became a thick and heavy fog which shrouded the forest. The woodcutter soon lost his way. He grew so tired wandering about that he soon took a short rest. Just then, sweet-smelling fluffs began to float down from above. All who would smell their sweet scent would fall fast asleep. The woodcutter couldn't help but to fall in a deep slumber, and there he lay, snoring great snores in the middle of the forest. For 3 days.
3 days?
On the morning of the 4th day, a Birdman flew down to where he lay. He spoke to him. "I'm the strongest, you always say. One fight with me, if you may." But the woodcutter remained fast asleep. "You can try to sleep if you must, but I shall wake you with my dust." As he spoke those words, the Birdman sprinkled a glistening white powder upon the woodcutter. With that, the woodcutter sneezed a great sneeze and jumped to his feet. The surprised woodcutter shouted, "Who on earth are you? I warn you, I am incredibly strong, and I will battle right now." The Birdman replied, "You can't defeat me, but if you do, we can be friends, and I'll share my powder with you. It cures all illness and turns old to new. I got it from the forest people called the Yamu." The woodcutter tried to grab the Birdman, but the woodcutter had been asleep for 3 days. He was too hungry to hold on. With one flap of his mighty wings, the Birdman blew the woodcutter all the way back to the village. The woodcutter told the villagers all about the strange Birdman, but not a soul believed him. From that day on, the woodcutter never again boasted of his strength.
And that is the tale of the Birdman Kikinak. That is the one we'll be fighting. Can you guess what element that Birdman will be?
Understand? The divine tree of the forest is an incarnation of Elrum. You must never think of harming it. It is always watching over us. There are many other tales with the Birdman.
But we will never hear those.
It seems they all say that he hates fire. Perhaps he was barbecued in a previous life.
What does that say, viewers, about the Birdman? What element is he? What is beaten by fire? What should you probably train before going against him? Alright, well, that is enough for one day. I'm going to save, and take a couple days off, grind for some levels, and we'll be back and go through the Dragonfly Gate. This is Steamboy27, wishing you all a brighter tomorrow. Have a good day.